Today we're going to be talking about projection of planes. Well, first of all, let me tell you what exactly plane means, or rather what is the definition of a plane. It goes like this: a flat surface with negligible thickness can be referred to as a plane. Okay, so this over here is a flat surface. You can see this having negligible thickness, so this can be referred to as a plane. That's it. Now, as far as the problems based on projection of planes is concerned, it basically has three steps: step 1, step 2, step 3. When you speak of step 1, you have the initial assumption. Yes, I'm right, initial assumption. Then you have step 2, in which you have to go for surface inclination. Now that surface inclination could either happen with the horizontal plane, it could happen with the vertical plane also. All right, and then in final step 3, you have to go for edge inclination. Now, the most important step in all the three steps that I've just explained to you right now is step number 1, in which we have to make the initial assumption, and your initial assumption has to be absolutely spot on. Now, the initial assumption of step 1 is completely dependent on step 2's condition and step 3's condition. Okay, and I'll explain you how you need to take that initial assumption. All right, so to begin with, we have divided this into two parts: surface inclined to HP, surface inclined to VP, and the object that I'm going to be considering is this pentagonal plane. All right, so the first case is surface inclined to HP. It's like this. Now you guys are watching this from the front, okay? Surface inclined to HP. All right, so you can see this angle theta that the surface makes with the horizontal plane. Okay, so what shall be the initial assumption? This. We are initially going to assume that the entire surface will be resting on to the horizontal plane, and then we just got to think, from where can we see the true shape of this surface? Well, obviously the answer is from the top, and therefore you have to begin by making the top view first. Okay, so you can keep the pentagon like this, okay, like this, whichever way, it's absolutely correct, but make sure that the entire pentagon in itself is resting onto the horizontal plane. That's it. Okay, so for simplicity, I'm going to be making two types of pentagons. One is going to be what I call the horizontal pentagon. This is what I call the horizontal pentagon, and this is what I call the vertical pentagon. Okay, fine. All right, now let me add one more condition to this. Surface is inclined to HP. Okay, so these two cases are possible. If you draw this is also correct. If you draw this is also correct. But what if I write along with this edge inclined to VP? Now there is a confusion whether to choose option 1 or option 2. Okay, now guys, remember this: whenever edge is inclined to VP, now edge inclination is something that is going to happen in step number 3, and whenever edge is inclined to either HP or VP, always make sure that in step number 1 that edge has to be kept perpendicular to the XY line. Okay, right now we have made this top view, and in this top view, this edge over here is perpendicular to XY, whereas if you consider this is not inclined, okay, or rather not perpendicular. This is also not perpendicular, this is not perpendicular, this is also not perpendicular to XY. So therefore we are rejecting option 2 and we are accepting option 1. Alright, so if in the description only this much is given, surface is inclined to HP, both the options are absolutely correct. Okay, and if in the description there is some more addition in the form of edge inclined to VP also, then in that case you have to reject option 2 and you have to go for option 1. That's it. Okay, so let me rub this, and you guys can note this down. Pause the video and note whatever I have said till now. Okay, let me rub this. All right, now we're going to talk about this second part where the surface is inclined to VP. All right, so it's something like this. Watch this carefully. This is the plane, pentagonal plane, surface inclined to VP. This is the inclination phi that the surface is making with the vertical plane. All right, and this angle can only be seen from the top. Okay, so our initial assumption is going to be like this: we are going to assume that the entire surface is resting on the vertical plane, and then you just got to think, from where can you see the true shape of this surface? Well, the answer is pretty obvious. It's from the front, and therefore you have to begin by making the front view first. So you can make the front view like this. Okay, sort of a horizontal pentagon. You can make the front view like this also. This is what I call a vertical pentagon. Okay, fine. Now let me add something. Plus edge incline to HP. Now if there is this condition also along with this one, what shall be the correct option? Whether option 1 is correct or option 2. This is something that you need to work out. And as far as edge inclination is concerned, it actually happens in step number 3. So what kind of an impact is this edge inclination going to have in step number 1? That is something that we're going to be working out. Again, you have two options, option 1 and option 2. Which one of these options is correct? Okay. Now, if you watch carefully, here the edge is working out perpendicular to xy. That's why this is the correct option and this is the incorrect option. Alright, so remember this, whenever edge is inclined to either to HP or VP, that is going to happen in step number 3. Always try to make sure that in step number 1, that edge shall be kept perpendicular to XY. So guys, now I'm sure you must have got a good idea as to how the initial position or the initial assumption is made.
A hexagonal plane of side 30 mm has an edge on the horizontal plane HP. The surface is inclined at 45 degree to the HP and perpendicular to the vertical plane VP. Draw its projections. Initially, we just saw the simple position of hexagon, but it is very difficult to recognize its inclined position. Hence, we should start with the simple position of the plane, that is, its true shape. With the help of its simple position, we can draw its inclined position to any plane. The first step is to obtain the true shape of hexagon in its simple position. Since it is given that one of its edges rests on HP, that is, initially the plane lies on the HP, the top view gives the true shape. Also, it is given that one of the edges rests on HP and its surface is perpendicular to VP. The hexagon can be drawn as shown with the side 30 mm. Now the front view is obtained by the projector lines from the hexagon. Since the points A, F and E are not visible, they are given within a bracket. It is given that the surface is inclined 45 degrees to HP. The angle inclination will appear in the front view. Draw a line 45 degrees inclined to the HP. The points are marked in the inclined line by measuring the values from the front view. Now, connect the projector lines to meet with the locus lines from the top view. The line that intersects the line A and A1 dash is given as A1. Similarly, other points are marked. Now, the points are joined, which give the apparent, that is, inclined shape of the plane. Similarly, the orthographic projection can be drawn from the different planes.
Draw the projections of a regular hexagon of 25 mm side having one of its sides in the HP and inclined at 60 degrees to the VP and its surface making an angle of 45 degrees with the HP. Okay, now having read the question, now let's extract data. Object obviously is a regular hexagon. All the sides are 25 mm each. Now there is this condition which has been given to us. One of its sides in the HP. So let us write that down. One side in HP. Apart from that, if you watch carefully, surface is making an angle of 45 degrees with HP. That means theta surface is going to be equal to 45 degrees. Now apart from that, there is this edge which is already in contact with the horizontal plane, and at the same time it is kept inclined at 60 degrees to the VP. So any inclination associated with VP is denoted by phi. So phi edge or phi side has been given to us as 60 degrees. Okay, now that all the data have been worked out, we'll now go ahead and try to solve this. Rather, I should say, we'll try to draw this. Okay, so I've divided this entire solution into two parts. In part 1, I'll be giving you a demonstration as to how the object has been really kept with reference to HP and VP. What shall be our initial assumption, from where to begin, whether it's going to be the front view or the top view. All these kinds of stuff I'm going to be dealing in part 1. And then in part 2, we'll simply draw. So let's begin now with part 1. So guys, this in front of us is what you call a hexagonal plane having negligible thickness. Alright. the two most important things that have been given to us in the problem are, number one, surface inclination. Surface is inclined at an angle of 45 degrees with the horizontal plane. Okay, so our initial assumption is going to be like this. We are going to assume that this entire surface has been slammed onto the horizontal plane, or you can just say that this entire surface is resting onto the HP. And then you just got to think from where you can see the true shape of this surface. Obviously, its true shape can only be seen from the top. And hence you have to begin by making the top view first. This is what you're going to see. Okay, let me come to the second point now. If you watch carefully, this is the top view. Okay, you guys are watching this right now from the top, not from the front. Now, if this is the top view, above this top view there is going to be an XY line, and if you watch carefully, if I can extend this angle made over here is equal to 90 degrees, or it is perpendicular to XY line. You can say this edge is perpendicular to this XY line. Why have I done so? Because there is an edge which has to be kept at an angle of 60 degrees with the vertical plane in step number 3. So whichever edge in step number 3 is inclined to HP or VP, it initially in step 1 has to be inclined at an angle of 90 degrees with this XY line, or you can also say it has to be kept perpendicular initially in step 1 with respect to this XY line. Okay, so our initial assumption is this, assuming that this entire surface is resting on HP. Based on this, we're going to be making the top view and the front view. This is going to be the step 2. Okay, 45 degrees angle. Okay, then front view and top view, and then finally you can do this smaller edge. Okay, making an angle of 60 degrees with the VP. Okay, it can be seen from the top. You can do it like this. You can also do it like this also, this way also. It completely depends on you. Okay, thank you. Okay guys, now that we are done with part 1, we'll now go ahead and try to draw the projection for this particular case. So initially, since the surface is inclined to HP, we'll be assuming that the entire surface of this hexagonal plane is resting on the HP, and based on that, the true shape of its surface can only be seen from the top, and hence we are going to begin by making the top view. So let us try to make the top view. Here we go. So this is a 25 mm long line. Know very well that the internal angles in case of a hexagon are 120 degrees. I'm speaking of a regular hexagon. Okay, so what essentially needs to be done is 120 degree clockwise with reference to this line, and 120 degree anti-clockwise with reference to this line again. There you go. What's next? Okay, we need 2 more points over to this side. How can they be made? Just draw 2 horizontal lines from these 2 points, something of this sort, and then take your compass, set it to 25 millimeter, or take 25 mm as the radii. Then with this guy as the center, put an arc. This guy as the center, put an arc. You're gonna get 2 points. Okay, then join them. That's the hexagon I was talking about. Now let's name each and every corner. Let's say A, B, C, D, E, F. That's it. Okay, now let us take a look at this from the front. This is entirely resting on the horizontal plane, and hence its projection or its front view is going to be lying somewhere here in this XY line. Exactly. This is going to be B dash comma A dash. This is C dash comma F dash, and this over here is D dash comma E dash. Let us join them. There you go. So the step 1 is over, where we initially assume that this entire surface is resting on HP. Okay, based on that assumption, its front and top view has been made. Now if you watch carefully guys, this side AB has been kept at an angle of say 90 degrees. If you watch carefully, let me try to draw this. Okay, now we also know that edge inclination can be done in step 3. So whichever edge is to be inclined in step 3, it initially has to be kept perpendicular to this XY line. Okay, so we are going to be inclining this AB edge in step 3. You'll see that. Okay, in step 2 we have to go for surface inclination. Now surface is inclined to HP guys. Okay, just think about this. If the surface is inclined to HP, from where can you see this angle? From where can you see this inclination? Obviously this inclination can be seen from the front. So what essentially we're going to be doing is, I'll be trying to recreate this front view in step number 2 at an angle of 45 degrees, because that's the surface inclination. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me recreate this point, that is B dash comma A dash point over here. Okay, something like this. Let me make a line, 45 degree long line, and I'll try to recreate these points, C dash comma F dash over here, something of this sort. Let me show you. Okay, and again you can take the help of your compass. Okay, keep one leg of your compass here, other leg over here. With this guy as the center, you need to cut an arc. That's going to be point D dash comma E dash. All right. Now let's try to take a look at this inclined hexagonal surface or inclined hexagonal plane rather from the top. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let me bring the projector lines downwards and let me have the projector lines from the left to the right. And here we have the intersection points. This point is going to give you point A. Okay, let me try to make this. This point is going to give you point B. Like this is the horizontal for A and this is the vertical for A. Okay, you have the intersection. Similarly, you can work out the remaining points A, B, C, D, E and F. Let us join all of them. So this appears as if it has been squeezed.
Pentagonal plane. The pentagon has 5 edges or sides with 5 corners. In the problem, if it is given that the pentagon is perpendicular to VP and resting on one of its corners on HP. If the pentagon is resting on one of its corners and the surface is parallel to HP, it can be drawn as shown.
Draw the projections of a regular pentagon of 25 mm side, having its surface inclined at 30 degrees to the HP and a side parallel to the HP and inclined at an angle of 60 degrees to the VP. Okay, now that we have read the description, let's extract data. The first thing to note is that the object in this case is a regular pentagon. All the sides are 25 mm each. Okay, apart from that, if you read carefully, surface is inclined at 30 degrees to the HP. Now, if there is something which is inclined to the HP, we have to denote that by theta, and theta is for surface. So theta surface is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, theta surface is equal to 30 degrees. Now there is one more condition which says that side is parallel to HP and inclined at an angle of 60 degrees to the VP. So the side which is parallel to the HP is also inclined at an angle of 60 degrees to the VP. So any sort of inclination with respect to VP is denoted by phi. Phi side or phi edge is equal to 60 degrees. Alright. Now as far as the solution to this problem is concerned, I have divided that into 2 parts. Part 1 is where I'll be giving you a demonstration as to how the object has been really kept with reference to HP and VP. What shall be an initial assumption, whether we need to draw front view first or top view first. All these kinds of stuffs I'm going to be discussing in part 1. And then in part 2, we'll simply try to implement all those things that we've learned in part 1 into part 2 in the form of a drawing. So let's go ahead with part 1. So guys, this in front of us is a pentagonal plane of negligible thickness. Now there are 2 important things which have been given to us. Number 1 is the surface inclination. So it's something like this. Surface is inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. 30 degrees. This is how much? 30 degrees with the HP. Okay. So our assumption for step number 1 is going to be this. We are going to assume that this entire surface is resting onto the horizontal plane. Okay. And then we just need to think from where can you see the true shape of this surface. Obviously this true shape can only be seen from the top, and hence in step number 1 we have to begin by making the top view first. Alright, so this is going to be your top view. Okay, now if you watch carefully, if I can just draw this XY line, this is going to be the XY line below which we'll be making this top view. If you watch carefully, this edge over here, okay, has been kept at an angle of 90 degrees. Fine, why? There is a specific reason, because at the end, that is in step number 3, this edge will be making an angle of 60 degrees with the vertical plane. So I have told you in the previous problem also, whichever edge has to be inclined in step number 3, either with HP or VP, it initially has to be kept perpendicular to this XY line. Always remember that. Alright, so the assumption is like this, making sure that this entire surface is resting onto the horizontal plane. Top view, front view, this is step number 2. Okay, front view, top view, and this is going to be step number 3. You can make it like this. Okay, if you extend this from the top, you're going to see this angle over here. Okay, you can do it like this also. From the top, you're going to see this angle, something like this. It's absolutely based on your choice. So these are the 3 steps that we're going to be implementing right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that you have seen the demonstration, we'll now go ahead and try to make the projection of this particular case. Initially, we're assuming that this entire surface is resting on HP. In that case, the true shape of this regular pentagon can only be seen from the top. And we'll be beginning with top view. Okay, and this is how the top view is going to be made. Alright, let me have a protractor. Now the internal angle in case of regular pentagon is equal to 108 degrees. So this much is 90, this is 100, 105, 6, 7 and 8. That's it. Okay, you need to draw a line over here equivalent to 25 millimeters. Okay. Same stuff has to be repeated over this side also. This is again going to be equal to 25. Angle obviously is 108 degrees. Okay. Now, you need to have a compass, and in that compass you need to take a radii of 25 millimeters. Then with this guy as the center, put an arc. With this guy as the center, cut this arc. You will be getting an intersection point which has to be joined with these two corners, something of this sort. And let me name each and every corner. A, B, C, D, E. That's what you're going to get. Let's try to take a look at this regular pentagon which is entirely resting on the HP from the front. Okay, and this is going to be its image, or this is going to be its view rather. That's the front view in the form of a line, simple line. Now guys, if you've watched carefully, this edge EA has been kept at an angle of 90 degrees with respect to XY line. Why have I done so? Because it is this edge which will be finally kept at a certain angle with respect to XY line in step number 3. That's why. Always remember, whichever edge or side is inclined in step 3, it has to be kept perpendicular to XY line in step number 1. Always remember this. Now, as far as step 2 is concerned, we have to go for surface inclination. In this particular case, the surface is inclined to the horizontal plane. Just think about this. If the surface is inclined to HP, then obviously that particular angle can only be seen from the front. And hence what we're going to do is, we'll incline or we'll recreate this front view over here at an angle of 30 degrees, that is theta surface. So let us do that. This is going to be point A dash comma T dash. Let me make a line right now at an angle of 30 degrees and let me recreate these points B dash comma D dash. Now with this much amount, please see where the cursor is, with this much amount as the radii and with A dash comma E dash as the center, I'm going to put an arc. This is going to give us B dash comma D dash. That's simple. With this much amount, please see where the mouse is hovering, this much amount as the radii, and with P dash D dash as the center, I'm going to put one more arc. That's going to give me point C dash. Now let us take a look at this inclined regular pentagon from the top, and this is exactly what you're going to get. These are the intersection points. Now this is the horizontal for A, this is the vertical for A, that's point A. This is the horizontal for P, this is the vertical for B, that is point B. Similarly, you can work out the remaining point, and when you join all of them, you're going to get this sort of a squeezed up pentagon. Okay, regular pentagonal plane ABCDE of 40 mm side has side AB in the HP, making an angle of 15 degree with the VP. The plane makes an angle of 50 degrees with the HP, and the point D lies in the VP. Draw the projections of this plane. My goodness, whole lot of VPs, HPs are there in this problem. Let's sort them out one by one. So we have this object in front of us in the form of a pentagonal plane, 40 mm side. All the sides are 40 mm each, in fact, and you know very well that all of these internal angles are 108 degrees each. Now secondly, let's move further. We have this condition, side AB in the HP and corner D in the VP. So we've got to make sure that all these conditions reflect perfectly in the final drawing. All right, let's move ahead. And guys, whenever you are doing construction for projection of planes, try to work out by reading the problem as to what the surface inclination is. And it's clearly given that the surface is inclined at an angle of 50 degrees with the HP. So theta surface or theta plane is equal to 50 degrees. Secondly, we have this 15 degrees, 1-5. Okay, so the side which is in the HP, let's say this is A, this is B, and this will always be in contact with the horizontal plane. Apart from that, it is also inclined at an angle of 15 degree with the vertical plane. So phi AB or phi edge AB is equal to 15 degrees. All right. So guys, this is all the data that I have extracted from the problem, and now in the next section I'll be giving you a demonstration as to how the object has been really kept with respect to HP and VP on all sorts of these conditions, 50 degree, 15 degree, and side AB in the HP and corner D in the VP. All of them will be discussed in detail. So guys, stay tuned because it's going to be very important to see the live demonstration. Let's see how it goes. So guys, this over here is the object under consideration. You can clearly see that this is a pentagonal plane, and the first condition that we have been given is that the object has one edge in the HP, AB, edge in the horizontal plane always. Then there is this condition second in the form of surface inclination. The surface inclination to us has been given as 50 degrees. So something like this. All right. It's going to be something like this. So when you incline the surface, one thing that you need to make sure is that this angle over here, now you guys are looking at this from the top. Let me give you a perspective. You guys are watching this entire scenario unfolding in front of you from the top.
So this is the angle 50 degrees, all right, and at the same time this edge is still in contact with the horizontal plane. So what we're going to do is, if the surface is inclined to the horizontal plane, slam the entire surface onto the horizontal plane. And just think about this, from where you can see the true shape of this entire surface. Guys, one thing is for sure, that the true shape of the surface can only be seen from the top, and hence in step number 1 you've got to begin by making the top view first, and then accordingly its front view is going to be made, which in fact is going to be a line like this, okay, from this point to this point, single line. Alright, so this was all about step number 1, guys, and in step number 2 we've got to incline the surface that we usually do in projection of planes. So it's going to be looking something like this. Alright, so this is going to be step number 2, where what we're going to do is we're going to incline the surface at an angle of 50 degrees, 50 degrees with the horizontal plane. So this is step number 2. Alright, and then finally in step number 3 we have to make sure that the edge which is in the HP, so this edge is still in the HP, is going to make some angle with the vertical plane. That angle has been given to us as 15 degrees, 15 degrees. Alright, so it's going to be looking something like this, 15 degrees. Okay, if you watch this is the edge which is in the HP, and if you extend this towards the XY line, you're going to find that the angle made over here is going to be 15 degrees. At the same time, one more thing that is going to happen simultaneously is that this end D, this is A, B, this is C, this is D, this end D has to be in contact with the vertical plane. So let us say that this apart from making this 15 degree angle, we have a vertical plane over here, all right, and it is something like this. It is in contact with the vertical plane. So it is this position in step number 3 that we have got to make its top view and its front view. Alright guys, so that was all about the demonstration of this particular question. So let's head over now to drawing sheets. I'll head over to PowerPoint to explain you how all these things can be implemented. Let's get started, man.
Alright guys, now that you've seen the demonstration, and for step number 1 we're going to be assuming that the object is entirely, that this plane is entirely resting on the horizontal plane. In such a case, the true shape, or the true shape of the surface rather, it's going to be evident from the top, and hence we have to begin by making the top view first. Alright, so I made this line, okay, this AB, alright, 40 mm long line, and this distance can be taken as anything, at any convenient distance. Okay, you can take it as 10 mm, you can take this as 20 mm, whatever you like, but don't increase the distance, keep it less. Okay, moving ahead, we have these so-called internal angles, anti-clockwise from this over here and clockwise from this over here, 40 mm each. We've made the line, and these are the points C and E, and finally we're going to have point D over here. Okay, something like this. So this is going to be point D. So the top view is over, and now we're going to look at this object from the front. Now since it is entirely resting on HP, its front view will lie on this XY line, something like this. Let me have the projector lines. This is going to be point A comma B, this is C comma E, and this is going to be D, and let's have a line joining all these points. So that's step number 1 for you, where we assume that the surface of this plane was resting entirely on the horizontal plane. Step number 2, what we need to do is we need to incline the surface. Now surface has been inclined at an angle of 50 degrees, 50. So initially what we'll do is we need to make sure that this A dash B dash, this AB should be in contact with this horizontal plane. All right, so we're going to make sure while making this front view at an angle of 50 degrees that this A dash B dash remains in contact with this XY line. Okay, so let's have a point, and this is going to be A dash B dash. Let's have an angle of 50 degrees and let's draw a line, something like this. All right, now this D point, you need to keep the two legs of your compass, one over here, other over here. Then with this guy as center, you need to put an arc, and this is going to be point D dash for you. Similarly, keep one leg over here, other leg over here. Then with this guy as center, you need to put an arc over here, and this is going to be point C dash comma E dash. Now let's have a look at this condition from the top. Okay, so we'll have the projector lines down below, and we'll have the projector lines from the left hand side. All right, something like this. They're going to be intersecting at different points, and this vertical is for A and B. So this is the horizontal for A. So this is going to be point A, this is going to be point B, and similarly the remaining points can be worked out very easily. All right, and after working them out, they should look something like this. And when you join all these points in proper sequence, you're going to have this pentagon. You can clearly see the difference between these two pentagons. This is the apparent top view, and this is the absolute top view. You can see in this top view you see the true shape of this pentagon. This top view represents the apparent top view. All right, squeezed up pentagon sort of.
How to construct in grid book, we'll explain this problem. Now, when you are drawing your grid book, you will be having a box of 10 by 10. Just draw a horizontal line, a normal horizontal line with some distance, keeping some distance from left side of your grid book below XY line. Just draw horizontal line, then take 45 degree line above horizontal line, 45 degree line below horizontal line. Then cut that line, cut that 45 degree line by 40 mm on both the sides. On both sides, cut it by 40 millimeter by taking 45. By drawing horizontal line, take 45 degree line on both the side, cut it by 40 mm distance. Then from your divider, take 40 mm distance and cut that horizontal line. From your divider, take 40 mm distance from point B, cut that horizontal line. You will get another point C. Then join that C point to a D point. Simple construction. Square which is resting on one of its corner. Very simple. Next, in counterclockwise direction, give naming ABCD. Then draw these projectors with thin lines, but square should be in dark of 0.5. But in your grid book, you should make it little bit darker than these projectors. Draw these all the projectors, join A to C. Give namings. Because of when you are waving from this side, B is visible, D is not visible, D should be inside the bracket, B should be outside the bracket. Then keep a point here and take 30 degree line. Keep a point, take 30 degree line and cut it by C distance. Cut it by C distance means from your divider you have to take from A to C. From A to C you have to take, keep at A point, cut this 30 degree line by that C distance. There is nothing but 56.57 in your software. But in your grid book, you have to take from this point to this point, that is A dash to C dash, with your divider keeping at A point, cut it by C dash distance, and then cut it by A point to B dash D dash distance. You will get A dash, B dash, C dash and C dash. Then draw the projector from A point till it intersect A, from B point till it intersect B, C point till it intersect C, D, D, like that. Join A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A with thick, that is 0.5 millimeter.
Draw the projections of a circle of 50 mm diameter resting in the HP on a point A on the circumference. Its plane inclined at 45 degrees to the HP. Okay, so the surface inclination has been given as 45 degrees with the horizontal plane. Alright, now then there are two cases, hence there are going to be two different drawings. In case 1, the projection has to be made taking this into consideration. Let me read this out. The top view of the diameter AB making an angle of 30 degrees with the VP, and then in case 2, the diameter itself, that is diameter AB itself, making an angle of 30 degrees with the VP. Okay, now let me write down the given data. Object, obviously a circular plate or a circular plane, negligible thickness, right? Now the next most important thing is the condition. So what's the condition? Now the condition says that amongst all the points in the circumference, there is one point, name of that point is point A, which always remains in contact with the horizontal plane. So that's a condition. That means the remaining points are up in the air, or you can also say that the surface is definitely going to make some angle, which is 45 degrees with the horizontal plane. So here it is. And then it's all about cases. Case 1, top view of the diameter. Okay, so whenever top view makes an angle, it has to be denoted with beta, and whenever the true length, and here the diameter itself or the true length of the diameter itself is making an angle 30 degrees with the VP, therefore the denotation or the representation is going to be something like this: phi is equal to 30, right? Okay, now I've divided the solution into two different phases. In phase 1, I'll be giving you a demonstration as to how the object has been really kept with respect to HP, and VP, what shall be our initial assumption, okay, whether we are going to slam it on the HP or we are going to slam it on the VP. These things I'm going to be discussing in phase 1, and in phase 2 it's going to be all about drawing orthographic projection of the two cases. Okay, so let's begin with phase 1. Now watch this carefully. This over here is a circular plane. The diameter is obviously going to be equal to 50 millimeters. Now whenever you try to solve problems based on projection of planes, always try to determine the surface inclination. And as far as the surface inclination is concerned, we have been given it as 45 degrees. Alright, so it's going to be something like this, 45 degrees to the HP, something like this. See this? This angle over here with respect to the horizontal plane is equal to 45 degrees. So if the surface is inclined to HP, our initial assumption for step number 1 is going to be like this. We are going to assume that the entire surface is resting on HP, or we are going to say that we are slamming the entire surface on the HP, and then we just got to think, from where can we see the true shape of the surface? Well, obviously this true shape can only be seen from the top, and thus you have to begin by making the top view first, and accordingly its front view is going to be made. So that was all about step 1. Now coming over to step 2, what happens? Basically we go for surface inclination, and this is exactly what we're gonna do. Surface inclined to HP, this angle of 45 degrees can be seen from the front, and therefore you can say that this front view, which appears in the form of a line, will be reconstructed, or rather recreated, at an angle of 45 degrees, making sure that this point A still remains grounded. Okay, so this is diameter AB. Okay, so this is point A which still remains grounded. Fine. So let's go ahead and do the construction. Case number 1. Here we go. Fine. So initially we are assuming that the surface is resting on HP, and therefore we are going to begin by making the true shape of the surface, which can only be seen from the top. That's a circle. Diameter is obviously 50 millimeters. Now let me name the points. Starting from here, AB. This is diameter AB. And this point A always remains in contact with the ground, or with the horizontal plane, you can say. Now what we're going to be doing is, please watch this carefully. Let's say this point is point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say this is 6. That's it. Fine. Now let's take a look at this from the front, and this is what you're going to see. Simply a line. Okay, so this curved portion is something that you're going to see. A1, 2, 3, B portion appears as a line. Okay, let me show you. Let us try to learn in a more realistic way. Resting on HP, and this is the portion that you're going to see simply in the form of a line. That's it. Alright, here we go. This is A dash, and this is going to be 1 dash comma 6 dash, and similarly you can name the remaining points, and let me darken this. Okay, now step 1 is over, and we have to go for step 2. In step 2 we have to apply the surface inclination. If you watch carefully, surface has got to incline itself with the horizontal plane. Okay, making sure that this point A remains grounded, or remains in contact with the horizontal plane. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, this was the front view, that is a line. We are going to recreate this line at an angle of 45 degrees, and in that sense we'll have the surface getting itself inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. So let me have a point over here. Let's say this point is this one, that is A dash. Okay, now let me make a line at an angle of 45 degrees. The length of this line is going to be equal to the length of this line. Alright, let's say this is this arc which you see right now is nothing but the location of 1 dash 6 dash. Alright, you just need to keep one leg of your compass here, other leg over here, that is at 1 dash, and then with this A dash as the center you need to put an arc. Similarly you can have the remaining points. That's it. Now what essentially we're going to be doing is, we'll try to watch this from the top, and you can definitely make out that you are not going to see a circle anymore. Rather you would see an ellipse, a squeezed up circle. Okay, something of this sort. Let me show you. These are the projector lines from top to bottom, and from left to right. These are the intersection points. Let me name, this is A, this is the vertical for A, this is the horizontal for A. Similarly, this is 1, this is the vertical for 1, and this is the horizontal for one. Similarly, you can have the remaining points. There we have it. And when these points are joined in proper sequence, we have an ellipse. Okay, so the apparent top view of a circle is an ellipse when the circle itself is inclined to the HP.
Square plane. A square plane consists of four sides of equal length. A square lamina is parallel to HP, and one of its sides is parallel to VP. When the side is 30 degree to the VP, it will be drawn as shown. When all the sides are equally inclined, that is 45 degree to VP, it will be drawn as shown.
A thin 30 degree 60 degree set square has its longest edge 40 mm long in the VP and 30 degrees inclined to the HP. Okay, while its surface makes an angle of 45 degrees with the VP, draw its projection. Alright guys, so the object in this case is obviously a set square, and the dimension of the longest edge has been given as 40 millimeters. So what exactly is a set square? Here it is. That's the set square. This angle over here is 60 degree angle, and this angle over here is 30 degree angle. Alright, now one more condition that we have got to look at is this longest edge is in the VP. So that in itself is a condition. Let us write this down. Longest edge in VP. Okay, so apart from this longest edge being in the VP, it is also inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the HP. So theta longest edge is equal to 30 degrees. Alright, what else? Surface makes an angle of 45 degrees with VP. So with VP, so we've got to use phi. Phi surface is equal to 45 degrees. So let's just write this down. Okay guys, now that we have extracted data from this particular problem description, we'll go ahead and try to solve this problem. Or rather, I should say, we'll try to draw this projection. Okay, now as far as the solution to this is concerned, I've divided that into two parts. In part 1, I'll be giving you a demonstration as to how the object has been really kept with reference to HP and VP. Okay, what shall be our initial assumption, from where to begin, whether to begin with front view or the top view. Okay, all these kinds of stuff I'm going to be dealing in part 1, and then in part 2 we'll simply draw. Alright, so let's begin with part 1 demonstration. Here we go. So guys, this over here is what you call set square. 30, 60 set square. This angle over here obviously is 90 degrees. Now the surface of this set square makes an angle of 45 degrees with the vertical plane. Okay, it's going to be like something like this. Surface making an angle of 45 degrees with the VP. So our initial assumption is going to be this. We are going to assume that this entire surface is resting on the VP, and then you just need to think from where can you see the true shape of this surface. Obviously from the front. Therefore, you have to begin by making the front view first. Okay, now apart from that, there is one more condition which has been given. The edge, alright, the longest edge, this one 40 mm longest edge, has to be kept at an angle of 30 degrees with the HP. Alright, so guys, if you have watched my previous lectures, I always tell you that whichever edge or side has to be kept at a certain angle, either with HP or VP, it initially has to be kept perpendicular to this XY line. Okay, this initially has to be kept perpendicular to this XY line. Always remember that. So this is going to be our initial assumption. Alright, and front view and top view is going to be made. Okay, so let's begin. Okay guys, now that you have seen as to how the object has been really kept, we'll go ahead and try to make the projection of this particular set square. Initially, we are assuming that this entire set square is resting on the VP or on the wall. Alright, and hence its true shape can only be seen from the front. Therefore, we have to begin by making the front view first. Here we go. 40 mm long line, longest edge in fact, and from this point I've got to randomly make a line, okay, of any length but at an angle of how much? 60 degrees. Similarly, from this point also I've got to make a line randomly of any length, but the angle over here is going to be equal to 30 degrees. So let me complete this set square. Okay, there you go, and let us get rid of these construction lines. Alright, now let us name these three corners by A dash, B dash and C dash. Done. Now let's take a look at this object from the top. Here we go. Let me have the projector lines from top to bottom. That's it. This point
is A comma B, all right, and this point over here is C. Okay, let me finish this top view. That's it. Now in step 2 we have to incline the surface, and we know very well that the surface is inclined to VP. Guys, just think about this. If the surface is inclined to VP, from where can you see that inclination? From where can you see that angle? The answer is pretty obvious. It can only be seen from the top, and hence what we're going to be doing is I'll try to recreate this top view, that is a line over here at an angle of 45 degrees with respect to XY. Okay, so let us try to do that, and for that I'm going to make a point, and this point is what we call the A comma B point, and from this point I'm going to be making a line at an angle of how much? 45 degrees. Okay, 45 degrees. This is the surface inclination, phi surface, and this point, okay, can easily be obtained. This is what you call point C. Okay, you can keep one leg of your compass here, other leg over here, and with this guy as the center you can cut an arc so that you can have point C. All right, so the top view from step 1 has been recreated in step 2. Okay, now let us take a look at this case from the front. Here we go. Let us have the projector lines from bottom to top and from left to right. All right, so these are the intersection points. This point is going to be what we call point A dash, horizontal for A, vertical for A. That's point A dash. This is the vertical for B, horizontal for B. That's point B dash, and this is going to be point C dash. Simply let us join all of these points with the help of simple lines, closed object. All right.